¿Cómo se dice mariposa en inglés?
You say lift or elevator.
¿Seguro?
Of course, you see. Both go floor to floor.
Para fiestas y posadas. Hello and welcome. So this is part of chapter 15 of my book, La lengua y sus secretos. You can find it in the description. If you would like to support the channel, I would appreciate it if you purchased the book. That would be great. But also if you please subscribe to the channel, maybe a like. But here I'm going to talk about the differences between por and para and their uses. So por is going to be a medium. For example, we are walking about the street. Electricity flows about a wire or through a wire. Water flows through a pipe. Right? So here it can be about or through in that case. We have a reason or a motive. And this is going to be important. Most people learning Spanish will confuse reason and motive with a purpose. And I'm going to explain it in a bit. Here I'm usually going to be questioning the verb. So what is this for? All right? Then the answer would be, it's in case it gets cold. Right? It's in case it gets cold later. So here would be in case. Why did this happen to me? It happened to you because you're dumb. So here would be because. Right? Te sucedió por tonto. Es por si hace frío. Vamos por la calle. Right? In Spanish, these are all por, but notice there isn't a one-to-one with English prepositions. So you're going to have to look at the case here. Time lapse or time duration. Right? Se cuece por 1 hora 30 minutos. So this is a construction, it's a reflexive construction in Spanish, but in essence it would be, it cooks for, so here it's for, 1 hour 30 minutes. So here it will be for, but keep that in mind, right? The prepositions we have used thus far. Example for. A producer, so it'll be used for a producer. Está hecho por los mejores artesanos. Está hecho por los mejores artesanos. So here it is made by the best artisans. So best artisans. So here it's by, there it's for, right? But these are the uses. So again, por is generally going to be a medium, a reason or motive, time duration, or a producer. Whereas para will be an endpoint, so a final destination. For example, el tren va a Quiroga. The train is headed to Quiroga. So here would be a headed to, right? So one of the differences, for example, between destination and medium is the train could be passing through Quiroga, but that's not the final destination. Versus here, it is the final destination. That's where it's headed. That's the final heading. Now, purpose. So purpose compared to reason or motive. The purpose generally questions, well, the purpose of whatever it is that we're talking about. So let's just say we're talking about a jacket. If we go to reason or motive, why did you bring the jacket? Just in case it gets cold. So I'm questioning the verb there, the action. Versus over here, what's this jacket for? Right? What's the purpose of this jacket? It's so that you don't get cold. Right? So for both of them, say somebody says, I'm bringing a jacket. Why? Just in case it gets cold later on. I'm bringing a jacket. Why? So you don't get cold later on. In other words, you're wearing it. So there's a purpose. Now, we could also have dates or a time limit. So, tengo que entregarlo para las 15 horas. Or, tengo que entregarlo para las 15:00. So I have to turn it in by, remember, by. So here, producer in English would be by, but also time duration would be by. In Spanish, they would be different. This would be por, this would be para. So I have to turn it in by 15 hours, or 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. And this is one of the things that we need to keep in mind. The R difference, there isn't a one-to-one. Now, an intended recipient. So if there's a recipient, we're going to use para. So, es para mi compañera. It's for my partner. So here we have for, right? For my partner. So we have a for. And over here we had for, right? You cook it for. It's for my partner, for my friend. So again, this is why it can be confusing. So don't try to translate the prepositions, because if you try translating for, well, it could be both. What you need to do is think of the case. What are you trying to communicate? Are you trying to communicate that it's a recipient or a time duration, a producer or something else, a medium or a final destination, reason or motive or a purpose? So to give another example here with a recipient, let's just say somebody's a cobbler, and this individual is making shoes, and it's Joseph is making shoes for Michael. If it's por, what that means is Michael was supposed to make them, but he couldn't make them, so Joseph ended up making them instead of Michael. So he made them for Michael, on behalf of. Versus here, Joseph made shoes for Michael. If they were a gift for Michael, that means Michael was the intended recipient. You're going to use para. Son para Michael. And that's one way to think about it. Now, in my book as well, there's a few questions, and if you look at the questions, depending on the question that is asked, that's the answer that should be given. So if we focus on these two just for now, ¿Por qué lo hiciste? Why did you do it or make it? Right? And the bottom one, why did you do it or why did you make it? Notice they would be the same, but the answer would entail something different. So, ¿por qué lo hiciste? This is demanding a reason. Why did you do it? Because I was bored. Why did you do it? So that I can store water. Here there's a purpose. And this is something to keep in mind. Without diving too much into the other ones, you can take a peek again. This is chapter 15 in my book, La lengua y sus secretos. And then you can go through all these questions and try to see how you would answer them. And then try to match them up here as to what is the question asking. Is it asking for a medium, a destination, reason or motive, or a purpose, etc.? And then try to come up with the best possible answer. This being said, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not. I would really appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one.